Welcome back to another episode of Dynasty. We're super glad you're joining us today. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, hit like, share this content with all your friends because we have an amazing topic today for you.
Yeah, so we talked about the first month of us being married and how fun that was, and we gave you some tips on what to do when you are fighting with your lovely partner. And it is not always the most beautiful, but it can be graceful. It doesn't always have to be this detrimental end of the world type of deal. So if you haven't seen that video, I knew he was about to do it.
Click here.
Click here. And also today we're kind of continuing that thought of like how to merge your lives together. And this time we're going to talk about our first year of marriage and what we did to set traditions, what we did to kind of come into our own. And that takes time. And so it's different when you're dating, I feel like when you're dating, you're just getting to know the person. You are, building a foundation to possibly marriage. But when you get married, your lives really are like merging together.
You become one.
Yeah, and it's not easy. And
it's not just about me anymore. It's about you and I.
Yeah. And I think that was probably the hardest thing for us to learn the first year. It's kind of, wow, now I have to think of another person, like not only myself. And it's kind of coming out of like a bachelor or a bachelorette mindset, and
or not even that, or just someone who's been living by themselves.
Yeah.
For a while, they're set in their ways, they have their habits.
Yeah, and now you're like, wow, this person's in my space.
It's not your space, it's our space.
And so I think that, one thing that we had to learn too is like, all right, I can't just like go hang out with like my girlfriends. You couldn't just like go hang out with your guy friends. Like it was like we had to kind of work on how do we merge our schedules now.
Yeah, because if you don't learn that at the beginning of a marriage, wait till you throw a kid in it.
Oh my God.
There's no such thing as, hey, I'm just going to go hang out with my friends today.
Oh, you babyless people. You are blessed and you don't know it.
No, but
enjoy
but having babies are a blessing as well.
Of course.
I wouldn't trade anything.
Of course. But maybe we can talk about this in a later video, but we definitely struggled getting pregnant the first time, and we were so wanting to be in a different season. We didn't see the good that was right there.
We should have cherished every moment.
We should have taken more trips. We should have done impromptu things that now we cannot do. We are so thankful that both Jimmy's parents and my parents are super involved in our child's life, but so many people, they don't have both grandparents or both, people involved. And so anyway, enjoy your season.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of trips, today we want to talk about
traditions, just setting traditions.
And one of our traditions is
so we knew our lives were going to be pretty busy. We knew that, when we started our marriage. We didn't want simple lives. We didn't want to just...
Well, we also don't have normal lives. Like, you don't work a normal 9 to 5. I don't work a normal 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So we're very unaverage compared to the average American.
But even when I did work a more 9 to 5 job, and we were still, trying to figure out what, direction to go to career-wise, we knew, though, we were going to be busy. And one thing that we knew we probably realistically couldn't do was like a weekly date night, in the sense of, okay, we're going to go out. We're going to go to a restaurant. We're going to do this. We're,
like one night a week.
One night a week.
Date, yeah. And the reason being was she was working where she works, and she's super involved with a lot of stuff at the church.
And just like creative stuff.
Yeah.
Just we might be doing a project, or we might be, I need those nights, or,
And my work hours aren't your traditional 9 to 5. It's typically, let me say 12 to I used to work till like 9 o'clock every night.
Especially in the summer when the sun's out longer.
Yeah. So you're, Monday through Saturday, normally 12 to 9, minus a few days where we had some other stuff we had to do. But there was just no time for a date night.
Yeah, and it just wasn't sustainable for us. For some people, that works amazing, and we encourage you to keep doing that. If that is what works for you, those are so special. But for us, we knew that we are people who love adventure. We love new. We love to try new things. And we wanted to have a yearly, almost like a yearly honeymoon. That's what we started calling it, because after, I believe, our honeymoon, we just realized that's when we became like the most alive in our personalities. We discovered new things. We tried new things, like
each other.
We had oh my God, Jesus help me. We had no responsibilities. Like, we didn't have to wake up at a certain time. We didn't have to go to bed at a certain time. And the point was, we knew that that's when we had some of the best memories, and it was just the two of us.
So we made a decision that going forward, at least once a year, we would take a trip somewhere outside of this area. So somewhere new, somewhere that we've never been before, just the two of us. And like she mentioned earlier, she has great in-laws. I have great in-laws that love helping watch their grandchild, soon to be grandchildren.
Oh, Lord bless them. Bless us.
So therefore, we're able to continue our tradition.
Exactly. So when we got married, our honeymoon was in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. We loved it. It was awesome.
So we flew into the DR, and as we're on the way to Punta Cana, we got held up by road pirates, and the SEAL Team 6 had to come and rescue us. Remember?
That's a complete lie. Fallacies. Please do not listen to James. But we had such a great time. We were there for a week. We tried all new sorts of things.
Things that we cannot do here, or things we've never done.
Yeah. And like excursions and things like that. And we just had a great time. And so we came back and we're like, okay, we got to do something next year. And the company I was working for at the time gave us the week of the 4th of July off. And our anniversary is July 12th. So we just decided, okay, we're going to take that week and we're going to do something. So that's what we did as long as I was with that company. But then since then, we've had projects and stuff in that area of time. So we'll just take it throughout the year. So
not necessarily on our anniversary, but we still make a point to.
We definitely make a point to do that. So DR was our first one.
Second one was our first anniversary, which we went to Virginia and Washington, D.C.
Yeah, and Maryland, all in one trip.
Oh, yeah. We walked the streets of Baltimore.
Yeah.
With my cousins.
Yeah. So we went to D.C. because we wanted to do a lot of sightseeing, in the city there. And we also went to Maryland because his family is, living there, and they're like right next to each other.
That's where all Koreans go when they come to America.
That's not true.
It was a joke.
Oh, I was about to say, like, there's a lot more in California. But anyway.
Well, as they're coming over, they stop in LA and they're like, oh, I like it here. But the ones that continue coming further east, they end up in Maryland.
Yeah. So then we went to Virginia because that's where the Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps Museum was there.
Marine Corps Museum.
I wanted her to know all about Marine Corps history.
Oh my gosh, there was so much walking. Do you remember that?
No, because I enjoyed every second being in that
Didn't
museum.
we watch some sort of changing of the guards?
Oh, that was at Arlington Cemetery, yep.
Yeah, that's where there was a lot of walking.
Oh, yeah, we had to walk all the way to...
I wasn't even pregnant then.
Yeah.
It probably feels like so much because I'm pregnant now, thinking back at how much we walked that day. But it was awesome, and we created special memories there. I remember we got in a fight over food because we couldn't find. This is probably like every couple where the girl doesn't know what they want to eat. The guy is just like, hurry up and make your mind up. I don't care. Whatever works. Let's go. And I'm just like, I don't know. And it's hot and we're in the side of the road. We're in the middle of nowhere, or actually in the middle of everywhere in DC. And we were trying to find a Korean place. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? And we were like, that was probably one of our unhealthy arguments, but it didn't last long.
Because love keeps no record of wrongs. And
no, you just don't remember. But the point is, we built memories, even those funny ones we look back on and just like, oh my gosh, we were just so hungry and exhausted. We were so mad.
She was.
No, we were both hungry and exhausted, but the fact that we couldn't find, it was a city we didn't know.
Yeah.
And the fact we couldn't find the food, And then what was our third year? I think that was the Asheville trip.
Yeah, we went to Asheville. Remember you tried to kill a bug on the raft?
Yes.
So we went whitewater rafting.
I didn't try. I killed the bug.
Oh yeah. So we went whitewater rafting, and our raft guide, she was very
nature oriented.
Very nature oriented. Yeah, good.
And
good
her
way of
bodily hygiene and everything.
Yeah, pretty much. So Deborah kills a bug.
The most natural state of being. And I'm in the front of the raft, and there's like 6 other people on the raft with us, and she was talking to somebody else. I didn't think anybody was
Deborah
looking
swats
at me.
a bug, and
it was about to crawl on me.
And the lady says, "What did that bug ever do to you?"
She stopped her conversation with somebody else, looked at me, and basically just shamed me in front of the whole raft. I think
and we hadn't even started yet.
We hadn't even started. I was like, good thing I know you, God, because I'm holding my tongue right now.
That was funny.
And so that's another memory we shared. And that trip was so special. We didn't, some of you might be thinking like, oh, that sounds like fun, but that also sounds like a lot of money. We made an intentional decision, even when we have little, to set money aside so that we can build these memories that we can't get back. These are memories that are for a lifetime, and they're so special.
And if you really want to do something, you'll make a way. Like when people say, oh, there's no way I can do that, you really don't want to do it. Because if you really want to do something, you will find a way, you will make a way.
Yeah. And we did. And so we there were some time, even that year, we didn't have a lot, and we were like, okay, well, let's go somewhere close where we can just drive. We don't have to spend money on plane tickets. Let's just drive. And
I hate driving long distance,
especially in the mountains. That was kind of scary.
If I could fly to a city, if we live in North Charleston, Goose Creek's 15 minutes away. If I could fly to Goose Creek, I would fly to Goose Creek then drive.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. But we went to Asheville. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had saved, and Airbnb is awesome to utilize in this sort of thing.
Yeah, because we had a little cabin in the
it was
mountains.
So quaint. It was so clean. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It was just so beautiful. We had just enough room for the both of us. It was like this all wooden, small little quaint cabin. Yeah. It was just so much fun. And so we got to also go to what's that mansion?
Biltmore.
The Biltmore estate.
Yeah.
He thought it was so boring. I know so many couples who love that and love going back multiple times. Yeah, I can't
Save
get
your
him.
money.
No, it's great. It just depends what you like. If you like history, or if you like beautiful gardens, and even in Christmas time, they have those beautiful lights.
Hey, remember you went Facebook Live in the gardens, and you were talking about how beautiful it was, and you pointed the camera at me, and you wanted me to say something. I was just sitting there like this.
That's where Johnny gets it from.
You got so mad at me.
Yeah, because I'm like, get yourself together. I can't be your mama and your wife, okay?
I was sitting on a set of stairs like this. I was like...
He's like a little kid that's in a vacation he doesn't want to be at.
And you were on Facebook Live talking about how beautiful everything was. And you're like, right, Jimmy? And you point the camera at me, and I'm just like...
A moment ruiner. Oh, my gosh. I just have to do a flashback memory real quick before we keep going on.
My nickname while we were dating from her to me was the moment ruiner.
Yes, because one of our first real romantic dates, like we had gone into like cordial daytime dates, like, but this was like our first real romantic. We were going to go on like a dinner cruise. It was going to be so beautiful.
So we were waiting because it was windy outside. So we were waiting in the parking lot.
It's freezing.
And Deborah whispers to me, she whispered something sweet to me.
Something sweet. Like it was just in the
like
moment.
Something like, "Oh, you're so sexy, Jimmy."
Oh, that definitely is not it. It was something like, I'm like so happy to be here with you. Like this is so special. Like you're amazing or something.
And let me paint a picture. We're in a car by ourselves, and she's whispering these things to me. So I ask her, "Why are we whispering?" I knew very clearly who I was in a relationship with. And I was like, okay, Deborah, this is one of your many moments that you could choose to be petty or you could choose to be higher and just didn't know why we were whispering.
I just laughed, but I'm just like, really?
So ever since then, she called me a moment ruiner. And there have been plenty of moments I've ruined.
Yeah. The only reason he ruined that moment was because he felt vulnerable and you felt uncomfortable. You totally felt uncomfortable. Mr. Little, I don't have any emotions. So anyway, that was our third year.
Yeah.
And then our fourth year, we didn't.
I don't think we did anything
that summer. We didn't do anything.
Yeah, but we went to Canada. We went to Toronto, and we talked about that.
That's in December. Yeah,
we talked about that in one of our last videos. Not sure which one, so just binge all of them.
But that one was so special too because neither of us had ever been to Canada. Well, yeah, we had never been to Canada. And I went to Niagara Falls, but I never went to the Canadian side. And then we went to Toronto. It was this big, beautiful city and just like so much to do. And so that was really fun. Yeah. And then, we did something that Jimmy loved, to go to a UFC fight.
Remember I bought a pair of boots there and real leather boots, and I decided to wear them that night. We had a walk to the arena. Oh my Lord, my feet were just killing me.
But those are still to this day his favorite boots, and we cannot find any. He's the most picky person I've ever met in my entire existence, so we can't find any that come up to there.
I only buy things when they whisper at me, "Jimmy, buy me."
Why don't you whisper back? Why are we whispering?
Because they're speaking to me.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. Okay, so then that was one of the years we rearranged it and went December instead of the summer. And then the next year, what did we do?
What year was that? That was 17, right?
Yeah. So 18 was our baby moon.
Yeah, 18 we went to Boca Raton.
And that was during our
because we went to that
anniversary.
We went to that restaurant. We spent like $200 on that meal.
Oh my goodness.
And listen, expensive restaurants give you food portions like this and their bill is like this.
It's not worth it. But let me tell you what though, the view is gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
I don't remember. The only view
and we were in Boca Raton, like
the only view I remember is
every street Jimmy had to stop and take a picture with another extremely expensive car, like a Lamborghini.
Oh my Lord, there
were
Ferraris, Lamborghinis, the BMW i8s.
There were brands I had never heard of before.
Just everywhere. Everywhere you turned your head, there were the same thing in London. In London, I saw maybe like 6 or 7 Lamborghinis in an hour.
Yeah,
like, it was insane.
I feel like when we've gone to New York, I haven't seen things like that.
I don't think I've ever been to New York with you.
Yeah, but we've both been, and I've never seen cars that consistently like that.
Last time I went to New York, I ended up on Good Morning America with my shirt off.
So then we went to Boca Raton, and that is in Florida, and that was on the beach, and it was the most beautiful, crystal clear water, and it was just chill. Like it wasn't like this huge city where you can just do all this stuff, but I did make Jimmy get a pedicure, and he almost died when they were scrubbing his feet. He was tickly. He's so ticklish.
Well, that's not the first time I got a pedicure with you. You made me get one back here in front of Publix.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I'm extremely ticklish, so.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So all the old Asian ladies like to laugh at me when they're spit on
do?
feet. They're like, "Oh, look at this boy," in their native tongue.
And then 2019, last year,
We went to London.
yeah, we couldn't go in the summer again because we had several projects I was working on, and we were just too busy, too much going on. And so then,
Oh yeah, you were working on your album, and if you haven't checked out their album yet, go to Apple Music. We're gonna leave the link in the description below.
yeah, why not? Why not? And if you have, listen again.
And share it.
And share it. Okay. But it was awesome. Like that trip, oh my gosh. It was like it was just special. Like, and there are these memories that we create by doing these traditions together that I feel like help our relationship be stronger, because life gets really sucky sometimes. Life happens, things happen. We're busy, we're stressed, we're this, we're that. But when we set aside time to do adventures, and they don't have to be like this elaborate, expensive thing, you could plan like a scavenger hunt for your partner. You can plan like a road trip to, a nearby city. You could plan, like, it doesn't have to be something like thousands of dollars, and you could be creative. Or if you want to do a bigger trip, save like we do all year, and then take the trip. And those create memories that will sustain us, I believe, through the tougher times.
Yeah.
Because, that's what we did. Like when we were praying and waiting for Jonathan, and we wanted to get pregnant so bad, and life wasn't going our way.
We got a puppy.
We did get a puppy. But we decided, we're going to celebrate what we have and where we are at. And we decided to do fun things once a month.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even got to ramp it up a little bit when life's extra tough.
Sometimes you got to turn it up.
Yeah.
The whole puppy thing was a complete spur of the moment,
impromptu decision.
As soon as we got married, we got Roxy. About a month, our husky, she looks like this. A month after we got married, and then Jackson, our Boykin Spaniel, who looks like this, he was a surprise child. Like she mentioned earlier, we were having problems getting pregnant with our first one. So one night I saw a Boykin Spaniel on Facebook. The gentleman was trying to give him away. I showed a picture of him to Deborah, and Deborah went, "Aw," but she never said no. And when she went, "Aw," I knew we were going to get him.
And Jimmy's in sales, so he already knows like how to,
How to what? Close you?
Yes. How to close the deal.
So the next day I text Deborah, because she was already at church. I said, "Hey, the dog's still available. Can we get it?" And
like any good spouse, like you want your spouse to be happy. Like you want them, and I could see it in Jimmy's eyes. I could see it in like how he was texting me. I was like, he really does want this dog.
And all she said was, "We'll talk about it later." She didn't say no again, so I went ahead and texted the guy. I said, "Hey, we're gonna come get him."
No, you did not. You are crazy. I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, so that was just a quick little side story.
Yeah.
But we just want to encourage you, make your own traditions. They don't have to be ours exactly, Share what some of your traditions are. Let us know what some of your traditions are in your relationship with your partner. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, and remember, when you're merging lives together, you got to do some give and take, And even around the holidays, just briefly, just want to say that, we had to figure out what were we going to do in the holidays.
That's a big one. When you first get married, now you're like, oh, Christmas is only one day. It's not two.
Yeah.
So now you got to figure out how to go to 2 families, or some people 3 or 4 families.
Yeah.
On one day.
And how are you going to do that? And what is that going to look like? And what traditions are we going to do separately by that? How to honor our in-laws or honor, our extended family, but also create our own traditions.
Yep.
And so we
were able to figure something out while, when we were dating, it was a more serious dating. We were able to figure out a system that worked out for both of us and our families. Through all that. So it's important.
So you might have to figure that out. You might have to do some compromising.
And if you don't know how to, don't see the value of compromising in a relationship, click right here.
Oh yeah, we'll just link all these videos in the description below. But yeah, we want you guys to have successful relationships. We want you guys to create memories. The memories are what get you through the really tough times, and they remind you why we chose each other in the first place. You know, why it helps us get back to like our first love, like our beginning phase, you know, of like, oh, this is when we met, this is when we did this, and like having those memories to go back to, they're so special, y'all. So if you haven't started, maybe you've been married like 10, 11 years, create your traditions now. Like maybe you've already, you know, maybe you've never done anything like this. You still have time. Make your own traditions, make them special, because it is worth it.
You know, we actually talked about a tradition on another video, the bears.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a tradition of ours. So, Build a Bear, we're still waiting to hear back from you on Asher's bear. He'll be here in a couple of weeks. So, TikTok.
Everybody's gonna be like, couple weeks. What am I?
So anyway, thanks again for tuning in. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit like, share this with all your friends, because you never know who might need to hear this. And again, share your traditions in the comments below. Also, quick update on the Pigeon Bridge. There is no update, unfortunately. I have not been able to go to work on the bridge. I have actually gone back to work, my real life work. So I'm no longer sitting around doing nothing. So I will get to the bridge.
Or looking for projects, or looking for things to buy randomly. That's more stressful for me.
In the words of Conor McGregor, I have an unhealthy obsession with buying things.
You got that from him?
I think I did. He said something along those lines. I didn't quote him directly, but he said something like, I have an unhealthy obsession with spending money, but I have a healthy obsession with making it.
Oh my gosh. Never mind. Don't say what you want to. Okay. This is the thing. We will talk about that in another video. How do you deal with a spender in the relationship?
And a saver in a relationship.
I feel good when we put money in the savings.
I feel bad when things tell me to buy it and I don't.
We'll talk about that later. And like, how do you budget? How do you have a successful thing? Because there are countless people that have told us that they have struggled so much with finances in their relationship.
So stay tuned. You never know when that's going to come out. Peace.
See ya.